చూడు So, hello guys, hello everyone. So our project name is Investment, and our project team name is Pace Super Kings. So let's just start it. Next slide. So these are the agendas: team members, improvements, problem statements, project description, team agreement, personas, MVPs, technologies, algorithms, diagrams, user stories, sprint 3 recap, product backlog, sprint summary, test case, sprint 4, matrix, retrospectives, product demo screenshots, important APIs, GitHub link, wiki link, and reference. These are the agendas. The team members are Venkatesh, Ankit, Manichandana, Tejashwini, myself, Uma Maheshwari, and Sharan Raj. And these are the improvements from the feedback. Added user stories, remove market analysis, and remove tech jargons from MVPs, technologies explained, APs and user stories on same page, and added user stories in IDs also, added test case IDs, map test case IDs and user story IDs, and revamped test cases pages because the earlier ones looked ugly, and added a completion status and fixed calculation from story points completion, added average velocity, multiplied burn down chats, and prevented text chopping. Only used user story as a title. This was the feedback from the professor. And next slide. Added little tough test cases, added headings on every pages, which was feedback from professor on last feedback session. Added user stories as so, recapped previous sprint properly, fixed previous burn down chats, have a big product backlog, completed and incomplete are two different slides, which we made it two different slides. And coming to the problem statement, like many young adults aged between 18 to 25 feel so ensured about starting their career in finance. Even after learning the basics things in their like schools or everywhere, they still struggle to apply them in the real life. This gap between theory and practicals leave them like they lost everything, and they're afraid of making new mistakes which could cost their money. We need an educational platform that's easy to understand and focus on the practical learning, and this platform is all about that. Can you change the next slide? And so these are the team descriptions. As I already said previously, it's between 18 and 25 years old are actually they have problem in investing the financial things, like they have age gaps and the solutions, like the educational system are not providing their requirements, needs, and everything. The benefits of these things is like we enhance the financial literacy in this by our application, and increase the confidence for the students between this age, like anyone, not only students, everybody with this age, and decrease the risk of aversion and improve the ability and easy to make decisions. Can you change it to next slide? And these are the team agreements. I'll say it in simple way. So we give each other's full respect and respect each other's ideas, which is about first point. And next is decision will be made together and we will follow them easily. And we are very professional and very respectful. And we report all our issues upfront, and then we will all use the strengths to work well together and help each other and aim for the excellence. And the next point is about we have the regular meetings, and we all should catch up no matter what. And we and we all do the task on time and ask if the help is needed for any team members. And the next one is about we manage time also, and and we all will talk and share our updates, and everyone should join in the time, no matter what, and respond promptly. And we talk to each other openly and help each other openly, no matter what time it is. Yeah, thank you. And next, my teammate Venkatesh will be continued with the personas. Thank you.
Yeah, hi everyone. So we had taken three personas as examples. So the first one is her name is Priya, and her age is 23, and her occupation is she's a college student in the final year, aspiring to start her own business. So she needs some like stock related issues. So she doesn't have any experience. So her goal is to acquire investment management skills for the better financial management. And her challenges were unable to balance the academic responsibilities and planning the investment learning. So, and the second persona, her name is Sarah, and she's about the same age, 20, and she's also a college student majoring in English lecture, and she doesn't have any investment experience. So, our goal is to learning about personal finance and investing to start saving for the better future. Uh, Challenges, she was unable to understand the financial terms. The person three, his name is Michael. His age is 25. He is a college student majoring in finance. He has no partial experience of the investing. So his goal is to get the hands-on experience in the stock market using the classroom knowledge. So his challenges were he found it difficult to apply his theoretical knowledge in the real world. So from here onwards, my friend will continue from the next slide.
Okay, cool. Seems like we didn't assign anybody to talk about the MVP. I'll be taking it up. So previously till the sprint three, we kept our MVP in three distinguished points, and also every point was like a very small phrase, but mainly it comprised of technical jargons. But I mean, as the last feedback what we received, we tried to make it more lucid for a non-technical person to understand, particularly our targeted user. So the first point of our MVP, here it goes. We're trying to build an online platform for stock market enthusiasts, somebody who is trying to learn, and particularly in a model by model manner. This is what we have to offer. But somebody who is just wanting and like very keen to learn, we have something to offer to him. Then we are also taking it a step further and offering a trading engine. By a trading engine, I mean able to see stock market data, able to search records, able to see news, do a fundamental analysis, also have a stock on watch list, place orders, buy, sell, both of them, keep a watch on the placed orders, and be able to sell whenever uh, a particular amount is hit by that bought stock or sold stock, typically in the portfolio. So this is what the trading engine is, and this is something we out to offer by our MVP. The third point is we want to take it a step further now that somebody is learning and then uh, putting into application the knowledge. The third thing is to measure the progress, right? So we want to also add a functionality to give him a tool to measure his daily progress. And by that we mean uh, we we in the sense I am talking about our platform. Our platform gives him an idea about his daily risk appetite. It changes with respect to for every day, and with consistent trading, it keeps on changing on the past data, the placed orders, the amount of money, taken into consideration. So I'll just summarize it once again. First of all, we offer a learning module, a platform to learn for somebody new. Then a trading engine, so somebody to for the same person to apply that knowledge and interact with our platform in a demo currency. And third is to measure his progress by calculating his daily risk appetite. So from here onwards, I think the next slide is supposed to be on technologies, and my part project partner Teju will continue talking on technologies.
Hello, everyone. So, project technologies. So, front-end technologies refer to tools and languages used to create the user interfaces mainly. And it is an experience of websites or web applications. Mainly, front-end includes mainly HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So, among these, React is a JavaScript library for building user interfaces, known as like component-based architectures and visual codes, etc. So it mainly use it for the creating dynamic and interactive web applications. Coming to Apex Chat, on other hand, it is live chat software, so which can be integrated into websites to enable the real-time communication between website visitor and the operators. So it mainly enhance the customers engagement and support. So in front-end technologies, so it mainly building the blocks of websites interfaces. So can you go to next slide, please? Yeah. Coming to backend technologies, these tools and these are mainly work on frameworks used to handle the service-based server-side logical and databases mainly. So of web applications, this includes languages like mainly basically includes on Python and JavaScript and frameworks like Node.js and Flask. So coming to Node.js, it is a JavaScript runtime built on Chrome VJ JavaScript engine. It allows and developing the runtime JavaScript on the services. So coming to Flask, it is a lightweight web framework for Python. It mainly provides developing with the tools to build web applications quickly and effectively. So next slide, please. So coming to storage and databases, it is a crucial component of web application for managing and storing data. So database recognize the data in a structure format. It allows sufficient work and manipulates the storage. So Mango DB is a popular non-SQL database. So it mainly uses a document orientation data model. So it store data in flexible manner. So and it known as like flexibility, scalability, and performances wise. So here Amazon S3 is a simple storage service. It is a scalable object storage service. It's offered by the Amazon Web Services. It basically used to store and retrieve large amount of data, such as images, videos, and documents over the internet. So S3 provides highly durable and available storage interfaces, and it makes to it usually gives the idea to storage and services static assets for the web applications, backups, and data achievers. So next slide, please. So coming to development platform provides environmental and total tools for developing to build the test cases and deploys the it deploys the software applications. So they offered various services and resources such as computing powers, storages, and networkers also. So here there are like two development platforms, DigitalOcean and Tech Domains. So DigitalOcean is a cloud infrastructure. It provides the offer cloud computing services to help the development and deploys and scale applications. It has a quick and easy tool to convert it into a code. So it provides visual private services. And the next one is tech domain. It refers to the specific area of technologies of focus with the tech industries. So these domains can range for software developments like web development, mobile application, mobile app developments to infrastructures, managements, etc. So next slide. Coming to DevOps. So in this, Docker is a platform and tools that allows development to package, disruption, and run applications in the lightweight portable containers. Um, Actually, DevOps is a container. It provides a consistency environment for running application. So it includes all necessary dependencies, and it will figure out the applications, how they behave, and the same way it crosses the different environment. And Docker simplifies the process of developing the scaling applications, and it enables the developers to packing their code, and it it depends into a container images, which can have developing any infrastructures that supports Dockers. So Netify is a cloud platform that mainly offers the hosting and serverless backend services for the web projects. It basically it simplifies the like it simplifies the process of developing the static websites and front end applications by providing features such as TTPS and serviceless functions and CDN. So it's all known for its simplified speed and developing friendly workflow, making it proper choice for hosting static sites and modern web applications. Next slide, please. So here you can see two developments like Slack and Postman. So Slack is like cloud basic messaging platform. It designs a teams and organization to communicate and elaborate. So it offers features such as instant messaging files. It will share instant video calls or sharing like files, and integrate the other tools and services. So Slack organizes conversations into channels. It allows user to create uh, it create it will create and dedicate space for different topics. And the Postman is a API. So it usually develop the tools that simplifies the process of testing. So documents and sharing APIs. So it provides a user friendly interfaces for sending HTTP requests to APIs, and it informs and responds well compared to others, which with Postman it develops and can create the organization of APIs too. So it sends a request and set up the automation testers and generate the comprehensive documentations and etc. Next. So here machine learning, it comes under TensorFlow and ultra analytics. So TensorFlow is a open source machine learning framework. Usually say machine learning framework developed by Google. So it provides a comprehensive ecosystem of tools, libraries, and resources for building and developing machine learning models. Basically, TensorFlow is known for its flexibility and scalability and performance too. So making it suitable for a range of machine learning tasks, from simple regression and classification of complex deep learning algorithms. It it usually symbolize the math library to define and train the graphs. Next slide, please. So here the algorithms. Yeah. YOLO, it stands for you only look once. It is a object detection algorithm that divides an image into a grid, and it predict bounding boxes and classes for an object within each grid cells. So YOLO V8 is a interaction of a YOLO algorithm that aims to improve accuracy and speed. It uses a single neutral network to make prediction directly from the full image. And LSTM, it stands for long short-term memory. So it is a type of recursion. It also called as RNN, recursion neutral network architecture. It designs to overcome the gradient problems in traditional RNNs. So it is a network. It capable of learning long-term developments in sequential data by sequential data of selectively retaining for getting information of over time. Next slide, please. So this is a graph that recognizing stock marketing pattern using YOLO V8 detection. It involves using the YOLO object detection algorithm to identify the specific pattern or features within stock market graphs or charts. YOLO V8 can mainly train to detect various elements such as trend lines, supports, and resistance levels, charts patterns like it usually shows the heads and shoulders, triangles, etc., and specifies the indicators. Once it trained, YOLO V8 can analyze stock market graphs in real time or historical data to identify these patterns. For example, it also can detect with when the price of stock enhance a certain level, or when specifies chart patterns and signifies the potential buyers or sellers opportunities or something. So yeah, can you move to next slide? So here is some diagrams. So this is a conceptual diagram. First, the initial step is where user verifies their identity to access the platform. So it ensures that only authorized user can use the platform's features. So it basically protect against unauthorized access. So the next step is adaptive risk management tool. This tool basically access the risk associated with each user investment strategies, and it adjusts dynamically based on market conditions and user behaviors. It mainly helps user manage the risk exposures, and it going to optimize the investment outcomes. And next, the third step is personalized learning path. it usually utilize the data from user interactions, user interactions and investment the behavior of the platform. So it creates the personalized learning path from user. So then the paths are directly tolerated to each user knowledging level, goals, and performances, helping them to each other. So the fourth step is machine learning drive trading platform. So the platform usually it analyzes the amount of market data and user behavior in the real time. And yeah, the next diagram is class diagram. So it has an attributes. So it has the user authentication classes. So mainly it has email, password. So the email string, it usually represents the email address of the user. And the password strings, it stores the password associated with the user account. And here are the some methods. You can see there is like login and logout. Login contains email and password. So the user, by checking it, it provides the email and password. It matches the store credentials. And then logout the user out of the system. So it directly terminates the current session. So the next user risk management tool case, it also has the two methods. So evaluate risk and the suggest adjustments. So in this evaluate risk, it analyzes the risk associated with the user investment, like portfolio or behavior. And it adjusts and it provides the suggest it suggests or adjusts the user investment and strategies based on evaluated risk. And here is some classes interacts. So user authentication it manages the credentials first, like email and a password, and it provides the methods to authentication user during login and logout process too. So during login, it verifies the login email and password against the store's credentials. If it matched, it directly used to granted the access. And during logout, it terminates the user sessions and ensure the it directly ensured and secure the access control. So next, stimulation. Uh, yeah, stimulation. It has the purpose. Stimulate involves create a virtual environment that really market the conditions. So it has the methods like stimulate and execution. So it has the second point is the get results. And in result, it has get results. It is a function. It is used to obtain the result. And the method, it reverts and analyzes the outcome of the stimulate rates, and it provides insight into performance of the ML trading system. And the third one is like learning path classes. It has attributes like path name and customized path user. Path name represents the name or title of the learning path, and the methods customize the path users. It usually allows the customization of learning path for the users. And can you go to next slide, please? Yeah, here is the sequence diagram. So usually it is a sequence starts when the user initiate the login process by entering their credentials. So the system receives the login request and it verifies the user credentials. If the authentication is successful, then the system sends a confirmation message to the user. It indicates they can authenticate. And the second point is user starts trading stimulation with ML trading model. So after successfully authentication, the user requests to start a trading stimulation. So the system initially, first the system initiate the stimulation process, and it activates the ML trading model. So the third step is like stimulating result and access the risk management tools. As the stimulation process starts, the ML trading model generates and trades signals, and it execute stimulated trades. Once the stimulated trades is completed, so basically the system provides the user with the results of the stimulation, including performance metrics and trade outcomes too. So, and the fourth step is like risk assessment report, like risk management tools to risk assessment report. The user requests a risk assessment report to evaluate the risk associated with the stimulated trades. So it directly requests to the learning path. So the learning system, based on the insights gained for the risk assessment report, the user decides the request and personalized learning path to enhance their knowledge and skills in the specified area. The user submits a request for a personalized length, I guess. Yeah, learning path to the learning system. So the learning system process the request and generate the customized learning path tailored to the user user goals preferred and area of to improve. Can you move to next slide? Here is the state diagram. So it basically access the platform. The initial step is when the user first access the platform, they are in the access platform state. And the transition from the state, the user can either choose the login or continuous browser as a guest. So here logout state. If the user chooses not to log in, they remains in the logout state. So the transition from here, the user can either choose to log in or explore the platform currently without logging in. So the platform content without login in. So the third point is like login state. The user can directly log in. They transition to the login state. Yeah, and then authentication successful and login. So authentication successfully, the user transition to the login state. If the user can access various functionalities, so they can search and see, such as viewing their profile, accessing their accessing their settings or something. Yeah, accessing their settings and participating in the trading stimulations, accessing their risk assessment tools, and they can view the profile. So choose to view their profile, and they can remain in view profile state. From there, the user can return home or access for settings. So and they can directly return to the home. User decided to return home from any state, they transition back to the logged in state. Yeah, logged in state. So from there, the user can access the settings, participate in trading stimulations. So it access the risk assessment tools or request learning path. And from here, the user can access settings, trading stimulations, risk assessment, learning path. Here there are additional functionalities that user can access while being logged in. So the user can navigate between their functionalities or return return home from any of them. Yeah, can you move to next slide? Can you move to next? Yeah, thank you. So this is the context diagram. So here the user represents the end user interaction with the system. Initially, action such as authentication, accessing machine learning drive trading, adaptive risk management, and personalized learning paths. And the second is user authentication. Authentication. So here it handles the process of authenticating using before grading access to the system, and then it basically ensures the only authorized user can access the authorized user can access the system functionalities. So coming to ML drive trading, it utilized the machine learning algorithms to analyze the market data and make trading decisions. So, and then the fourth one is adaptive risk management. It evaluates the risk associated with user looks strategies. So, and the fifth point is personalized learning path and the basic database, so external APIs. Next slide, please. Yeah, my friend will continue from next. Thank you.
I hope you guys little network problems because at this moment I'm facing a little bit at my end. But yeah, that was a lot of diagrams. It might look like our diagrams are a little focused on the authentication part, but that is not the case. After the last sprint, we have made sure to incorporate the feedback and cultivate few change. We have added user stories, and I'm going to speak to bring your attention to about the story ID, the scenario, and the as a and so kind of approach. So, uh, I'll just simply won't be complete. Okay, that was a lot of diagrams. Diagrams might look like they are a little focused on authentication part, but since we had made them at the start and not made a lot of changes afterwards, it might look like the case, but it is not certainly so. Let me give you a brief about user stories, and there are a couple of changes we tried to incorporate from the feedback we received in the last sprint. You can go ahead and compare our sprint 3 and 4 to see the changes, but I would still give you a very small summary. We try to add the story ID scenario and follow a so approach, and also mention the feature to which the user story belongs. I think in the last till the last sprint, we were following a little not so great approach for properly refining or planning a sprint. I wouldn't say with time we are getting better. That would be not a wise thing to say. But surely we are trying to improve, and we ourselves have more clarity now, and we understand what other teams might have been doing since the start. So let me go ahead and give you a very small brief about what our user stories are. So as a new user coming on the platform, and by a new user I mean somebody who is uh, an OIS trader who is trying to learn about stock market and also wants to practice trading. Uh, so let me start by attributing him as new user. He would want to create an account on a platform so for his data to persist, and she would want to continue from wherever he left the last. because also we this platform offers them customized features, so it makes sense to have like an authentication system in place. So the foremost and the first thing is creating an account and getting the authentication in place. While this looks the more I talk about it, it looks like it is in focus, but it is very important for us to have that in place, because on basis of that we tune our recommendation for learning pathways. Moving on to next, as an OS trader, from here onwards, we'll attribute uh, the character or the combined persona or the user as an OS trader. So as an OS trader, if I am one, I would want to understand basic concepts of market. By that I mean I could have very small questions about P by E ratios, or how does a candlestick get distributed into 4 different data points, the open, close, high, lows, and etc., and different types of patterns and stuff. The third story point would be setting a simulated investment account. By that we mean we have an authentication system in place, and we also have a trading system in place. Well, technically, just talking about the backend for a bit, we have scoped different permissions for different modules what you're making. So for a person, for a novice trader to be also able to learn and also to be able to trade are two different things, and somebody on a platform should be able to also trade. Then a novice investor, trader, whatever you may call, is just a function of time. Should be able to access the other features of the platform. By that we mean the risk indexing pipeline and placing orders and stuff. I'll move on to the next slide. Also, I just want to make sure, guys, are you able to see and hear clearly what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yes.
but yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. We had some network problem in the past. So moving on to the next, indexed as an IV5. IV because it is like a abbreviation for Investmate. So we use IV as a key and the number indexed, obviously. So the next story point is that the user should be able to update his/her profile, because I know these are not a very like innovative features or so, but and also not something which we wanted to focus on a lot. But since we're getting started with the flow, the whole authentication, that was one of the points we had to complete. Although we had a very less story point estimate for that. Then we're talking about search and research, searching and researching of stocks. So while on the platform, a novice trader/investor should be able to search from a catalog of all the stocks which are right now being traded on the NYC, or I would say Nasdaq, and all the stock exchanges in United States as of now. So we do have a catalog of that, and we keep syncing the ticker, the ticker list, the catalog with the actual servers who keep a track from the exchanges itself. So the novice trader should be able to research stocks. That's it. Short and sweet. The next story point would be understanding the stock chart pattern. By that we mean that if the stock market pattern is going sideways, upways, and all sort of ways, a novice trader should be able to understand what is going on, and that is the whole I think the core functionality which we want to offer, for him to not take any effort and just by default understand what is happening and what does it look like, and why. So I had this question, I would want to bring your attention to this. Why do we talk about patterns in stock market? Because if we know the pattern, now we also can probabilistically calculate or arrive to an outcome. Most of the times, uh, or I think any number of times, it is correct or it is not. It is not correct. It depends on what all variables we take into consideration. But it does definitely filter out few things. And as the code goes by, it's saying that history repeats itself. So a pattern also mostly repeats itself. So that is why if we know the pattern pre-hand, we are also in a favor to predict what can happen next, and not necessarily. Also, this is just my personal opinion and not any stock market advice. Let us move on to the next point. One of the feature we wanted to offer was assessing the daily risk, uh, and that happens through the taking into consideration the variables like the starting money, that virtual money, the number of trades, the volume of trades, the price band of the trades, the frequency of trading, and all other variables, and the gaps in if there is any anomaly, or considering all those variables, and coming to a conclusion about the daily risk of a novice trader, and telling him every time about how he has been performing in the past and today. Moving on, we also have this functionality of buying and selling stocks, which is very basic, but still it is an individual part of the functionality what we want to offer. Then the same, taking it a step further, and be able, the user should be, the novice trader should be able to track all the placed orders, basically glance over the portfolio of his, her. I think uh, that this all things are uh, a constituent of a trading engine, what I think initially we were talking about in this presentation itself. Uh, a novice trader should also be able to practice unlimited trades, because since this is a simulated platform and we are not trying to earn any money out of it, but I mean, we would definitely, but we have kept that module open. As of now, a user can top up any number of times as he wants. Well, this particular factor also about how many times a user has this need to top up his account is also a single most indicator about how much money is losing. So that also is taken into consideration for risk calculation. But I think I've spoken about on that in the past, focusing here morely on unlimited trades. One thing also we wanted to come up with is backtest investment strategies. For example, come up with different combination of patterns and arrive to a conclusion, and this particular thing forms an investment strategy, and allow the user to construct a flow visually, and then test the strategy and have it in place itself. So I mean, we would maybe call it like a GTT, like a global trigger, uh, or something like that. But I think we fell short of time and we didn't. Uh, but giving you just a brief of the story, that was what we planned. And I think the last 3 points: analyze risk portfolio, which is again like in the risk indexing. Uh, Something which is related to AI chatbot is a user should be able to ask a lot of questions, because somebody who is trying to learn has a lot of questions, and she should be able to understand what is happening, what are the new indicators, what is what. Just ask everything to somebody, and we have an AI chat assistant in place to answer all these questions. It's not great at this moment, but it gets the work done. Is now it is based. I think that is the implementation's call, the development team's call, and I won't talk more about that. This is just the user stories part. And also the foremost important thing, or I would say the last thing of the first development cycle is to be able to access it anywhere. So a user should be able to access it from any place, any location, any network, not just be physically constrained to one particular place. By that I mean that it should be hosted and available. So that itself is a different user story, and that is handled by the DevOps team. So moving on, I think my project partner Manichandana would be talking on recapping the whole sprint again.
So yeah, hi everyone. So I'm gonna say about Sprint 3. So there are few points that we are recapping now. Search real-time stock triggers. So this feature allows user to search for and track real-time stock prices and data for specific companies or financial instruments, like about the investment app or something, and place orders. So investors can place or buy or sell orders for stocks or other securities through the platform. So this involves specifying the quality, price, and type of order. Example like market order or limit order. So the third point is like built-in exchange to handle trades, like to buy or sell. This implies creating a trading platform where users can execute buy or sell orders. So the platform would facilitate matching buyers with sellers and handling the transactions process. So the fourth point is like add virtual money to the demo account. So a demo account is a simulated trading account where users can participate trading with virtual funds. So this feature allows a user to add virtual money to their demo accounts to simulate real trading scenarios without risking actual funds. So the next one is like few stock data for the last 180 days. So users can access historical stock data for the past 180 days, which includes information such as opening and closing prices, volume, highs and lows, and other relevant data points. So the last one is like learning modules for novice investors, like the new ones. This involves incorporating educational resources and modules into the platform to help new investors learn about the market concepts and investments strategies like risk management and other related topics to improve more understanding of financial markets. So next, product backlog. So we took around 14 story points. We worked on, we divided into like four categories. Like we did few in sprint 2, few sprint 3, and few in sprint 4. So 14 user stories. Each one has the different feature and different categories. So here I'm saying about like story 1. First story 1 is like create an account and it has 13 points. And for like story 2 is like to understand basic concepts of the market. We given like 5 points for that. And story point 3 is like stimulate investment account is like set up things. So we gave 2 points for that. And story point 4 is to able to access the platform and we gave 2 points for that. And story point 5 is to able to update personal profile. And story point 6 is to search a research stocks. And 7 is about to understand the stock chart pattern. Next. So 8 is to understand daily risk index. And 9 is to buy, sell stocks and smaller qualities. And story point 10 is to like to trade placed orders. And 11 is to participate unlimited trades. And we didn't do 12, but we are planning to do in the next sprint. Right now, I'm going to the for 13th story point to analysis portfolio risk with advanced metrics. And story point 14 is about to get answers for trading questions. Next. Sprint summary. So in sprint 2, we worked on 4 user stories. So first user story is about to create an account that goes under 13 points and we successfully completed that. And user story 3 is to set up a simulated investment account. We gave 1 point for that and we completed that. And user story 4 is to access the platform. We gave 5 points for that and we're done with it. And user story 5 is to update personal profile and is about 5 points and it's to done. Next. This is the burn down chart for sprint 2. So this blue line is like idle line, like story points, and the green line is actual graph we worked on. So sprint 2 is we worked between 14 February to 13 March. So we have a lot of up and downs in doing work, but mostly we managed to work on time and we did it. We did up to 24 we earned 24 points in this sprint according to this graph. So from next, my teammate Charan will explain.
Yeah, so here is a recap of Sprint 3. In Sprint 3, we have covered almost 6 user stories by taking the feedback from other sprints. Like we have elaborated what this user story is, and like coming to user story column, like we have named it as IV2, IV6, IV8, etc. In this, like as Ankit said before, like IV stands for Investmate. And coming to points, like we have taken these points taking into consideration of how much time has put into development, unit testing, and function testing. Like we are roughly calculating it into days. So coming to IV2 user ID, it's understand the basic concepts of market, and we were successful completing that. And IV6 user ID, it's about searching and researching about the stocks. Like it didn't took much time. We were able to complete this task too. And coming to user story ID IV8, it's about understanding the risk index. So coming when we say risk index, like we have derived this user story from MVP. Um, uh, and we were able to complete that too. And IV9, like it's all about buying and selling stocks in smaller quantities. So suppose like we are giving a demo account with a bunch of loaded money in it, so that a new trader, whoever comes to do trading on Investmate, they can practice first trading on a platform. Then they can, if they're confident with their trading strategies, they can move to the real money investing. And also IV10 story ID, it's about tracking placed orders. It took us 5 story points and we were able to complete it. So this story deals with like whatever we place the investments, like we can track them, like how much profit or how much loss they have went through. And coming to IV11, it's about practice unlimited trades. Just as I said before, like we are giving a demo account to users are who wants to practice trading first rather than investing directly and lose their money. Next slide, please. So this is a burn down chart of our sprint 3, where we started from 13th March to 10th April. Next slide. So coming to sprint 4 backlog, here we are taking 4 user stories. They are IV7, IV13, IV14, and IV15. So these are the user stories, understanding this stock chart pattern. And this user story is related to the AI chatbot feature, and also analyzing portfolio risk with advanced metrics. Uh, this is a story ID IV13, and its feature is a risk assessment. And coming to IV14, getting answers for trading questions. Also, this feature is related to AI chatbot. And coming to IV15, so the user story is accessing the platform from any location. So this feature was basically based on DevOps. Yeah. Next slide, please. So test cases of Sprint 4. So as we said, like we have taken 4 user stories, but each user story has been tested with unique different test cases. That's what we have given here. In this user story, we can see there are 3 IV7. They are related to the same user story, but each IV7 is tested differently. That's why we have named each test case as test case IV8, test case IV9, test case IV10. So that's what the naming came from here. So TC stands for test case and IV stands for Investmate. So in this first description, IV7, the user opens a stock chart for a specific company, and the platform successfully identifies and gives the whatever the present chat pattern is available. So in this test case, we are gonna first navigate to a search, and whatever the stocks you want to buy, just enter the company name, and the expected result is that according to the whatever the available data we have, so the our investment should give a pattern of the data, and AI bot should predict the what kind of a pattern it is, and we were successful doing that. Coming to IV7, the user opens a stock chart with limited data points. The platform displays a message indicating insufficient data, determining a pattern. So what this means is, suppose any stock is having is maintaining a same uh, price for a certain amount of days where there is no growth in price or a fall in price, then the investment was not able to predict the chart of the stock. And coming to test case 10, user opens a completely flat stock. The platform displays a message indicating no clear pattern detected. As I said above, like if there is any no sufficient data, like the investment wasn't able to give a predicted chart pattern, but it was able to give a message saying like there is no clear pattern based on the data which was used to give the message. Next slide, please. So coming to this rows and columns, this is basically all about user story 14. So on user story 14, we have performed 3 test cases, I guess 3 or 4. So in this, the first test case is a user asks a chatbot a question about a specific market term, such as if there is a very fall growth in the stock, the next prediction move is called a word, something like bull run. So if a person goes and texts a chatbot about this, like the chatbot is gonna give a word like which is relatable to the chat pattern, and we were able to actually pass this test case. And coming to test case 12, user asks the chatbot question outside its knowledge base. So if the chatbot has a limitation and offers uh, limitations, and it has any resources, it's gonna give back those resources for the user to go through them and get their answer. So we were also able to pass this test case. And coming to test case number 13, user asks the chatbot a question with a misspelled terminology. The chatbot recognizes the misspelling and provides the correct answer. So we've been training this model so that even if there are grammatical mistakes in a user's input, the AI chatbot can automatically analyze what the user wants to say and give the answer. That's what this test case is all about. And we were able to achieve this. Next case. Yeah, so there is one more test case for IV14 story. So user asks the chatbot a question with an open-ended format. Example, is this a stock a good buy or not? It's just like asking advice. And the chatbot avoids providing a financial advice, but it provides resources for a user to uh, decide whether he can invest or not. And I don't think uh, we didn't get the output as we expected, so we have put this test case as failed. coming to test case 15, user logs into a platform using a web browser. The platform loads successfully. So sometimes what happens is, because of the network issues on the website or whatever, the user might not be able to log in into their account and see whatever the trades they want to monitor. So we have took care of this so that user won't have any login issues. And whatever the platform it is, whether it's a mobile phone or a web browser laptop, the user can log in into their account with no problems, and we were able to achieve this. And coming to test case 16, user logs into the platform using a mobile app on a smartphone or a user using a cellular network connection. The platform loads successfully. On the above point, I was telling the same thing, like whether it's a laptop or a mobile phone, there won't be any login issues for the users, and we were able to achieve this. Next. Next, please.
Yeah, as we look back into the Sprint 4, we have completed 3 user stories, in which the first one, the user can understand the stock pattern and get a clear picture of the how stocks fluctuate in the given time. And in the second user story, the user can get it answers for his trading questions for like using AI tools and AI chatbot. And in the third one, he can access the platform from any location, so that he would be able to see the stocks fluctuating from any place he owns. So next slide. So the incomplete, we were unable to complete in the given time of the sprint 4. So we were hoping to complete in the next 2 days on portfolio risk with the advanced metrics. Yeah, my friend will continue from over.
So the matrix, this is the burndown chart. I feel like it's shown in the picture, like from April 10th, we started off the working, but didn't do actually any progress till April 15th, as you can see in the chart. And at the end of the sprint, we still have eight more story points left, as we can see in previous slides. Can you go back, Ankit, like to 53 slide? Yeah, so this one, see, we still have 8 more story points. And so, which means, go back there. Which means out of 4 user stories, we completed only 3. Can you go back to 52 and 53 slides? Then, yeah. So we can see we completed all 3 user stories, and next one is incomplete. Next slide. Yeah. So you can see it's incomplete here. And yeah, go to the normal slides. Next slide. So these are the team velocity. Sprint 2, we have 24 story points. Sprint 3, 24. And the current one, we have 29 story points. And the average is 25.367 story points, and historical is 24. Can you go to the next one? So you can see it's 25. The historical for sprint 2 and sprint 3 are equal. For the sprint 4, it's around 29 or something. Yeah. Next. Yeah, for this thing, we completed the sprint 2 and sprint 3 like 100%. Everything is done. Whereas sprint 4, we have few more tasks left. Whereas in sprint 2 and sprint 3, we completed all the tasks. The average is 92%, and the historical is 100%. Yeah, that's. And this is the chart. You can see sprint 2, we complete the entire thing, and we still left with some task in sprint 4, which we're going to finish in 2 days. Yeah. Thank you. Next, my friend will continue.
Thank you, Uma. We are here at the retrospective. We have a separate recording on that already, so I won't go into much detail on this. Um, Moving on to project demo screenshots. We also have a short of video of the whole demo, and it is at the end of the slide. But as of now, you will just be able to see pictures, a few pretty snapshots of what we are making. Well, this is not a complete one because we have reiterated a lot on this, and I think we have a fresh deploy. We have deployed freshly last night, so there are a few changes, but I mean, it won't make a lot of difference. The basic functionalities are the same. Moving on, so the chart for stock history and for the user, for a novice trader to be able to place a trade, have a conversation with the chatbot, uh, ask, do a Q&A session when the trader taps the analyze with AI button. The user is asked a question. No, the trader is presented with a question after analyzing the pattern in the chart. And if right, it's great. The trader is learning, the novice trader is learning, and if not, he is presented with more information for him to not make the same mistakes again. This is like an infographic. I'll skip this. Let us talk about the APIs. So we have used a lot of APIs. I think even these are like a very smaller chunk of that. We have used much more APIs in this and the frameworks. I'll move on to the project. How we were trying to test it and how we were trying to, as I think Teju was speaking on how we leveraged Postman for API testing. So there was a lot of to and fro. So what we decided to have like a standard API documentation in place and test it all via just test it all via Postman, have different environments, and we also have we also have two servers. So one is a Python Flash server, again reiterating to what Teju mentioned initially, that we also are using Node to serve all the basic APIs, because I think for scaling, Node.js handles it better, and for interacting with the YOLO V8 platforms Hugging Face model, we used Flask, and that is how we have two different endpoints and a lot of different routes for that. So yeah, summarizing it by saying Postman was the best tool for us. And also we have generated a little bit of documentation for the APIs what we are using. They should be available on our Git, on a README and our wiki page as soon as we post this presentation as together. So great. Nothing has changed. We have the same GitHub link. We have the same wiki page link. Few references for the machine learning algorithms and models we're trying to make use of, and we did a couple of those. And yes, and you will be able to see the demo in the next in another video. We have restricted this to just be the presentation. So yeah. And thank you guys. That was a lot, I know. A lot of diagrams, a lot of information. And the last print probably for this session, for this semester. But I would like to go back to how we started without, so we already knew each other. We started to know each other. We started to know each other's development skills. We became aware about what we could achieve and we could not in the sprint. First we planned, second we understood, and third we tried our hand for some development. But I don't think it is up to expectations, even not even for did it live up to our expectations as a team. But I think in sprint 4 we did make a lot of progress, and not just to say it, but I think the GitHub commits log and all the other documentation would maybe make you believe so. But I would want to take this opportunity and want to say thank you to all of you for constantly giving us feedback. Thank you to you, Professor. And also on behalf of all my teammates, thank you, and also thank you to my team as well. We kept getting a lot of feedback about our team being dysfunctional, but I think one thing we learned, even being as a dysfunctional team, is uh, we learned how to navigate our way through, because that won't be the same scenario in industry, right? I mean, we would come across people where even the team might be dysfunctional, but working our way through it is something of a challenge, and I think we were able to touch a bit on that. So thank you for this opportunity. Bye.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.